The wind whistled through the tall pines, their branches swaying in a hypnotic dance as Sarah stood at the threshold of the secluded mountain retreat. The air was crisp and carried the scent of pine needles, mingling with the faint aroma of damp earth. It was a place untouched by the chaos and noise of the outside world, a sanctuary seemingly frozen in time. Sarah took a tentative step forward, her footsteps muffled by the soft carpet beneath her feet. The retreat's foyer enveloped her in a sense of tranquility as she surveyed her surroundings. To her left, a grand staircase beckoned, its polished wooden banister gleaming in the soft glow of the chandelier above. To her right, a large stone fireplace crackled with warmth, casting flickering shadows on the walls adorned with vintage landscape paintings. The retreat exuded an old-world charm, its furnishings a blend of antique elegance and rustic comfort. Overstuffed armchairs invited guests to sink into their plush depths, while bookshelves lined with weathered tomes whispered promises of forgotten tales. A soft, melancholic melody drifted through the air, the notes of a piano serenading the empty halls. Sarah felt a profound sense of relief wash over her, as if the retreat had been patiently waiting for her arrival. It was as if the very walls whispered secrets of solace and healing, promising to cradle her in their embrace and offer respite from the jagged edges of her fractured world. Her eyes wandered to the large windows that framed the breathtaking view outside. The mountains stretched into the distance, their peaks piercing the sky. The majestic landscape, with its rolling hills and untouched wilderness, held a profound beauty that mirrored the raw emotions swirling within her soul. This was where she would find solace. This was where she would begin the arduous journey of healing her shattered heart. The retreat, with its serene surroundings and timeless charm, offered her a chance to rebuild, to rediscover the pieces of herself she thought were lost forever. With a mixture of trepidation and anticipation, Sarah crossed the threshold completely, her footsteps echoing softly in the spacious foyer. She felt a sense of surrender as the door closed behind her, shutting out the world that had been both cruel and kind to her. As she made her way through the retreat, her fingers brushed against the walls, as if seeking a connection with the very essence of the place. She felt a comforting energy coursing through the wood, as if the retreat itself acknowledged her presence and offered its support. The retreat had become her haven, her sanctuary in a world that had turned tumultuous. She would allow its serene beauty and gentle whispers to guide her on a journey of healing and self-discovery. Here in the embrace of the mountains and the whispers of the retreat, Sarah would find the solace she so desperately sought. Little did she know that the whispers, while seemingly soothing, held secrets darker and more mysterious than she could ever fathom. Within the depths of the retreat, a malevolence slumbered, waiting to be awakened by the arrival of a fractured soul seeking solace. The retreat's hushed corridors became a labyrinth of secrets, their walls seemingly pulsating with a hidden energy as Sarah delved deeper into its enigmatic embrace. Each step she took echoed through the stillness, amplifying the eerie silence that enveloped her. It was in the dead of night when Sarah first heard the whispers, like ethereal tendrils brushing against her consciousness. They were soft, barely audible, yet they seemed to emanate from the very essence of the retreat. At first she brushed them off as figments of her imagination, mere echoes of her grief-stricken mind seeking solace in the silence. But the whispers persisted. Night after night they grew stronger, bolder, as if their voices became emboldened by her presence. They seeped into her dreams, intertwining with her thoughts, their words lingering in the recesses of her mind long after she woke. Sarah found herself caught in a spectral chorus, a symphony of disembodied voices that wove their way through her thoughts, slowly eroding her grip on reality. Driven by a mix of curiosity and mounting unease, Sarah embarked on a mission to unravel the mystery of the whispers. She roamed the halls with cautious steps, her senses attuned to the subtlest of sounds. The retreat's library, a haven of forgotten stories, called to her like a siren's song. As she entered the dimly lit room, the musty scent of aging paper greeted her. Rows upon rows of bookshelves towered over her, their contents a tapestry of forgotten tales and hidden knowledge. Sarah's fingertips traced the spines of the weathered books, each one holding the potential key to unlocking the secrets of the retreat. She spent hours lost in the pages, unearthing tales of tragedy and darkness that clung to the very fabric of the retreat. The stories spoke of lost souls, their lives cut short by cruel fate. Each soul seemed to leave behind a residue of sorrow, their emotions forever imprinted on the walls of the retreat. It was within those pages that Sarah discovered the truth. The retreat had been built on a burial ground, a resting place for those who had met untimely ends. The whispers, she realized, were the fragmented echoes of their anguish, reaching out from beyond the veil of death to find solace in the only realm they knew. The realization sent a shiver down Sarah's spine. The retreat, once a sanctuary, had become a vessel for the tormented spirits trapped within its walls. Their whispers were not mere echoes of her mind, but echoes of a tragic past, a chorus of souls longing to be heard and understood. As the nights wore on, the whispers grew more distinct, their messages clearer. They spoke of loss, of pain, of secrets long buried. Sarah found herself listening, her ears attuned to their spectral laments. Their stories became entwined with her own, blurring the line between their past and her present. The retreat, once a refuge of tranquility, now teemed with a palpable energy, an energy that both fascinated and unnerved her. Sarah couldn't help but feel a strange kinship with the souls that resided within the retreat's hallowed halls. She became their confidant, their conduit to the living world, as if they had chosen her to bear witness to their forgotten existence. But as the whispers grew louder, their presence began to consume her. Sleep became a fragile respite, a battleground where dreams and reality collided. Sarah found herself caught in a dance between worlds, where the whispers seeped into her subconscious, blurring the boundaries between her own thoughts and those of the restless spirits. Sarah's obsession with the whispers consumed her every waking moment. Determined to uncover the truth and bring peace to the tormented spirits, she delved deeper into the retreat's enigmatic history. The library became her sanctuary, its hallowed aisles holding the keys to unraveling the mysteries that lay hidden within the walls. She meticulously combed through stacks of weathered documents and faded photographs, unearthing fragments of the retreat's past. The faces captured in sepia-toned portraits stared back at her, their eyes haunted and their stories begging to be told. Each discovery fueled her curiosity, pushing her further into the heart of the haunting. Among the treasured relics she stumbled upon was a journal, its pages yellowed with age and its ink faded. The journal belonged to a previous owner of the retreat, a woman named Elizabeth Sinclair. Her words chronicled a harrowing tale of love, betrayal, and a tragic end that mirrored the sorrow embedded within the retreat's very foundations. As Sarah immersed herself in Elizabeth's journal, the lines between the past and present blurred. She became entangled in the lives of those who had walked the same halls centuries before her. Elizabeth's voice whispered through the pages, her anguish palpable as she detailed her husband's infidelity and her subsequent descent into darkness. The more Sarah read, the more she understood the intricate web of pain and longing that bound the retreat's history. It was a tapestry woven with threads of heartbreak and betrayal, a narrative of lost souls desperately seeking redemption. The retreat had become a magnet for tragedy, drawing those plagued by unfulfilled desires and shattered dreams. The whispers that once haunted Sarah transformed into stories, the fragmented remnants of broken lives begging to be heard. She felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility to honor their memories, to unveil the truth that lay buried within the retreat's walls. Driven by an insatiable need to reconcile the past with the present, Sarah ventured beyond the library's confines. She explored hidden chambers, secret passageways that led to forgotten rooms steeped in darkness. The air grew heavy with anticipation, the atmosphere pregnant with the weight of untold secrets. It was within the retreat's hidden recesses that Sarah discovered an altar, a place of reverence where the spirits congregated. Candles flickered, casting dancing shadows upon the walls adorned with faded tapestries. The whispers crescendoed, a chorus of voices echoing through the chamber, as if acknowledging her presence. With trembling hands, Sarah lit a candle and stood before the altar, her heart pounding in her chest. She closed her eyes, allowing the whispers to envelop her, their ethereal voices intertwining with her own thoughts. In that moment of connection, she realized she held the key to releasing the trapped spirits from their eternal torment. The retreat quivered with anticipation as if holding its breath. Sarah summoned her courage, speaking words of empathy and understanding. She offered solace to the lost souls, promising to share their stories with the world, to bring their anguish into the light. As her voice resonated through the chamber, a spectral energy filled the air. The whispers began to fade, their purpose fulfilled. The retreat exhaled, releasing the weight of centuries of sorrow, and a profound stillness settled in. Sarah emerged from the hidden chamber, forever changed. The retreat, once a haunted place of darkness, now held a glimmer of hope. She had become its guardian, its voice to the living world. And with each story she unveiled, she brought solace not only to the tormented spirits but also to herself, finding a sense of purpose amidst the echoes of the unknown. The revelation of the retreat's haunted past had transformed Sarah's purpose. No longer merely a seeker of solace, she had become an advocate for the lost souls that resided within the retreat's enigmatic embrace. Armed with their stories, she embarked on a mission to shed light on their tragic existence and bring about their long-awaited redemption. Sarah reached out to historians, paranormal investigators, and journalists, eager to share the haunting history of the retreat. She meticulously compiled the fragments of the past, piecing together a narrative that would captivate the world and expose the depths of human despair. The whispers, once confined to the retreat's walls, would no longer be silenced. News of the haunted retreat began to spread, capturing the attention of both skeptics and believers. Sarah found herself at the center of attention, her purpose expanding beyond the confines of the retreat. She became a beacon for those who sought answers to their own encounters with the supernatural, a voice of understanding and empathy in a world often quick to dismiss the unexplained. Television crews arrived, cameras and recording equipment in tow, ready to capture the essence of the haunting. They set up in the dimly lit corridors, their presence igniting a renewed energy within the retreat's hallowed halls. Sarah led them through the hidden chambers, guiding their lenses towards the altars where the spirits had gathered. The air crackled with anticipation as the crew prepared for their first encounter with the supernatural. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest, a mix of trepidation and excitement coursing through her veins. She knew that this moment would mark a turning point, not only for the spirits, but also for herself. The cameras rolled, capturing every flicker of candlelight and every breathless whisper. The crew ventured into the hidden chamber, their eyes wide with anticipation. As they entered, an otherworldly chill settled upon them, the temperature dropping with each step. Shadows danced upon the walls, their movements imbued with an ethereal energy. Sarah stood at the altar, her voice resonating through the chamber once more. She recounted the tales of the lost souls, their anguish and longing seeping into every word. The crew listened intently, their gazes shifting nervously, their skepticism waning in the face of the palpable presence surrounding them. And then it happened. A flickering light, caught on camera, illuminated the darkness. A spectral figure materialized, its form ethereal and translucent. Gasps filled the chamber as the crew witnessed the undeniable evidence of the supernatural. The whispers, once only heard by Sarah, grew louder, their voices intertwining with the crew's astonished exclamations. Sarah's mission had been accomplished. The world would bear witness to the haunting of the retreat. The lost souls had found their voice, their stories no longer confined to the shadows. Redemption was within reach, their anguish acknowledged and shared. In the days that followed, the footage captured within the retreat spread like wildfire, captivating audiences far and wide. The haunting stories of the lost souls became a topic of fascination, igniting debates and discussions about the nature of the afterlife and the power of unresolved emotions. Sarah's life transformed as well. She became an acclaimed author, sharing the tales of the retreat's haunting in a best-selling book. She traveled the world, speaking at conferences and sharing her experiences, forever intertwined with the spirits she had come to understand and respect. But amidst the success and recognition, Sarah never forgot the true essence of her journey. The retreat remained a place of solace, a sanctuary where she could commune with the spirits that had touched her soul. She returned often, seeking their guidance and finding solace in their ethereal presence. The world was captivated by the haunting of the retreat, its stories resonating deeply with people from all walks of life. Sarah's book became a sensation, flying off the shelves as readers thirsted for the supernatural tales that had unfolded within its pages. But amidst the clamor of fame and recognition, Sarah found herself yearning for a deeper connection with the spirits that had become her steadfast companions. She returned to the retreat, the place that had forever changed her life, with a renewed sense of purpose. The whispers welcomed her, their ethereal voices guiding her steps as she traversed the familiar corridors. But this time, it felt different. There was an air of urgency, a yearning for closure that hung palpably in the stillness. As Sarah delved deeper into the mysteries of the retreat, she discovered an unfinished tale, one that had eluded her grasp until now. The journal of Elizabeth Sinclair, her faithful companion in unraveling the haunting, held a final chapter, lost to time and neglect. With trembling hands, she turned the brittle pages, eager to discover the resolution that had eluded them all. Elizabeth's words chronicled her final days within the retreat, a desperate plea for understanding and forgiveness. It was a tale of love and betrayal, woven into the very fabric of the haunting that gripped the retreat. Sarah could feel the weight of Elizabeth's sorrow as she read, her heart aching for the woman who had endured so much pain. Driven by a need to provide closure, Sarah embarked on a quest to find the descendants of Elizabeth and her unfaithful husband. She traveled far and wide, digging through archives and genealogical records, determined to bring the echoes of the past into the light of the present. Her search led her to a small town nestled in the heart of the countryside where the descendants still resided. With trepidation, Sarah reached out to the family, sharing the haunting legacy of the retreat and their ancestors' tumultuous history. The family, initially skeptical, eventually opened their hearts to her revelations. They agreed to visit the retreat, to confront the secrets that had plagued their lineage for generations. The day arrived, the air heavy with anticipation. Sarah stood at the entrance of the retreat, her heart pounding in her chest as she awaited the family's arrival. They stepped hesitantly into the foyer, their gazes filled with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. Together, they ventured into the hidden chambers, retracing the steps of their ancestors. The whispers surrounded them, a symphony of voices both familiar and unknown. Sarah led the family to the altar, the place where Elizabeth had poured out her anguish centuries before. In the flickering candlelight, Sarah shared the tale of Elizabeth and her unfaithful husband, their love shattered by betrayal. She spoke of forgiveness, of the power of understanding and empathy to heal even the deepest wounds. The whispers swirled around them, their voices joining Sarah's in a haunting chorus. And then, it happened. As if in response to their shared sorrow and newfound understanding, a soft glow enveloped the chamber. The spectral figures of Elizabeth and her husband materialized, their ethereal forms a testament to the power of forgiveness. Tears streamed down the faces of the descendants as they witnessed the reconciliation of their ancestors, a closure long overdue. The retreat, once steeped in darkness and despair, radiated with a newfound light. The whispers grew faint, their purpose fulfilled. The spirits had found peace, their stories finally acknowledged and their souls released from their eternal torment. Sarah watched, her heart filled with gratitude and awe as the family embraced one another, their scars of the past finally beginning to heal. The haunting of the retreat had reached its climax, with the spirits finding solace and the descendants of Elizabeth and her unfaithful husband discovering closure. But as Sarah stood amidst the transformed atmosphere of the retreat, a lingering question gnawed at her consciousness. What lay beyond the whispers? Were there deeper mysteries waiting to be unraveled? Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Sarah embarked on a personal journey of discovery. She delved into ancient texts and occult literature, seeking answers to the enigmatic nature of the retreat's haunting. Her research led her to legends and tales of forbidden rituals performed in the depths of the retreat's hidden chambers. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Sarah began to explore the retreat's darkest secrets. She ventured into uncharted territories, discovering hidden compartments and forgotten staircases that led her further into the depths of mystery. The whispers followed her, their voices a constant companion, urging her forward. One fateful night, Sarah stumbled upon a chamber concealed behind a heavy tapestry. Intricate symbols adorned the walls, pulsating with an otherworldly energy. A sense of trepidation washed over her, but her determination pushed her forward, as if an unseen force compelled her to unveil the secrets within. As she stepped into the chamber, The air grew heavy with anticipation. A dim glow emanated from an ornate pedestal at the center, casting eerie shadows on the ancient symbols. Sarah's heart raced, her hands trembling as she reached out to touch the object resting on the pedestal. A small, weathered book bound in leather. The book seemed to pulse with a life of its own as she opened it, revealing pages filled with incantations and rituals. Sarah's eyes widened in astonishment. She had stumbled upon the grimoire, a book of dark magic that held the key to unlocking the retreat's ultimate mysteries. Compelled by an irresistible force, Sarah began to study the incantations, deciphering the complex rituals described within. Her mind became a cauldron of conflicting emotions, a mix of trepidation and fascination. She questioned the consequences of meddling with forces beyond her understanding, yet she couldn't resist the lure of the forbidden knowledge that lay before her. Days turned into nights as Sarah immersed herself in the grimoire's secrets. The retreat became her laboratory, its halls echoing with her incantations and the vibrations of ancient power. She conducted experiments, invoking spirits and summoning the very essence of the haunting that had consumed her life. As Sarah delved deeper into the rituals, she became increasingly aware of a subtle shift in the retreat's energy. The whispers, once filled with sorrow, transformed into something more volatile, tinged with both longing and warning. The spirits that had found peace were restless once more, their ethereal presence oscillating between gratitude and unease. Sarah's obsession with unraveling the retreat's mysteries reached a tipping point. She found herself teetering on the precipice of forbidden knowledge, torn between her thirst for understanding and the potential consequences of her actions. The whispers grew louder, their urgency palpable, as if pleading with her to reconsider. In a moment of clarity, Sarah closed the grimoire and returned it to its resting place. She understood that the retreat's mysteries were not meant to be fully unveiled by mortal hands. Some secrets were better left buried, their power tempered by the wisdom of time. With a heavy heart, Sarah made her way back to the surface of the retreat, leaving behind the hidden chamber and its potent mysteries. She emerged, forever changed by her encounter with the forbidden. The retreat, now tinged with a lingering sense of the unknown, awaited its next custodian, the one who would navigate the fine line between curiosity and restraint. Sarah's journey within the retreat had transformed her, illuminating the depths of the human spirit and the mysteries that lie within the shadows. As she stepped out into the sunlight, the weight of her experiences settled upon her. A profound understanding of the delicate balance between curiosity and restraint. She returned to her ordinary life, forever marked by the haunting of the retreat. The whispers remained a constant presence in her mind, a reminder of the spirits she had encountered and the lessons they had imparted. She became an advocate for embracing the unexplained, encouraging others to explore the realms beyond what could be readily explained by logic. Years passed, but the retreat's legacy endured. Sarah's book, Whispers from the Darkness, became a classic in the realm of the supernatural, inspiring generations to delve into the mysteries of haunted places and seek understanding in the uncharted realms of existence. The retreat itself became a pilgrimage site for those drawn to its enigmatic allure, its stories captivating visitors from around the world. However, Sarah's relationship with the retreat did not end with the publication of her book. She returned, time and again, drawn to the echoes of the past and the spirits that had touched her soul. In those moments, she felt a profound connection to the ethereal realm, a bond forged through understanding and compassion. One autumn evening, as the sun set and cast long shadows upon the retreat's grounds, Sarah stood at the entrance, her gaze fixed on the familiar facade. The whispers beckoned her, their voices a haunting melody carried by the wind. With each step she took, the retreat seemed to embrace her, as if welcoming back a beloved friend. Inside, the familiar hush greeted her. She traversed the corridors, a symphony of memories playing in her mind. She could almost feel the presence of the spirits, their ethereal forms brushing against her, guiding her deeper into the retreat's heart. Sarah reached the hidden chamber, the place where her journey had begun. It held a sense of closure, a culmination of her quest for understanding and redemption. The whispers enveloped her, their voices filled with gratitude and a bittersweet farewell. She stood at the altar, her voice joining the whispers in a melodic harmony. Sarah expressed her gratitude to the spirits that had shared their stories, their pain, and their longing. She acknowledged the profound impact they had made on her life, forever altering her perception of the world. As she spoke, a gentle warmth filled the chamber, as if the spirits were bidding her farewell. The shadows danced upon the walls, their movements a final testament to the ethereal existence that lingered within the retreat's embrace. With a tearful smile, Sarah knew that it was time to part ways with the retreat. She had learned the delicate dance between curiosity and reverence, between seeking answers and embracing the unknown. The haunting of the retreat would forever be etched in her soul, a reminder of the unexplained wonders that lay hidden in the depths of human experience. As she stepped out into the night, a sense of fulfillment washed over her. The retreat stood silently behind her, its enigmatic presence a beacon for those who would follow in her footsteps. Sarah carried the whispers within her, their echoes guiding her onward, forever bound to the mysteries of the human spirit and the realms that lie beyond. And so, the haunting of the retreat continued, its stories whispered through the ages, captivating the hearts and minds of those who sought solace in the unknown. And as long as there were curious souls willing to listen, the retreat's whispers would forever echo in the darkness, inviting others to embark on their own transformative journey of understanding and enlightenment. The end.